Today we're going to be making Chris Uphues inspired Valentine's Day cards. This is Chris Uphues and he's a street artist. And as you see, his thing is doing these hearts with these different character faces on them. So we're going to first practice a few of them. I'm going to be using paper and Sharpie, but I would like you to use a dry erase and a whiteboard, or you can draw on your specials folder or somewhere else you can erase. So let's go ahead and think about how to draw a heart. When you're doing your practice, it is good not to draw anything smaller than your thumb so that we have enough space to draw a face inside of your heart. But a heart is going to be two bumps on the top, bump, bump, it's okay if they're not perfectly even, with a V underneath. Looks pretty good. That one's as big as my palm, so I'm definitely following my rule of not making it too little. Let's go ahead and make a few more hearts and then we can practice drawing some faces on them. So just keep practicing. Bump, bump, with a V underneath. Bump, bump, with a V underneath. Let's make about 5. So let's make some funny faces together. If your faces look a little different than mine, that's okay. Let's just try to make our faces so that our eyes are always a circle or a certain shape with another shape inside. So watch. So the first one we're gonna do, let's start over here, are 2 circles, kind of around the point of the heart coming inside. And then let's draw 2 circles on the inside, kind of like for the colored part of your eye. When you are doing those 2 circles, let's try to keep a little bit of the middle white. So I'm gonna do them at the bottom so you're looking down. And I'm gonna color in, but I'm gonna stop to leave a little bit, like a little shine. Color in, stop like a little shine. Let's make this an extra happy heart. So we're gonna make a U, make it a little too tall, and then we're gonna make the mouth look kind of open. So connect the U at the top, and then draw a little M inside for his tongue. Oh, it looks like a little heart inside. Above the M, we're gonna color it in. So it looks like the inside of the mouth. There's our first Chris Uphues heart. Smiling, almost laughing. Maybe we should give him a little nose. Boop. All right, maybe let's do a heart that looks a little more dreamy. So let's do 2 eyes instead of 2 circles. Let's do more of ovals. Let's have it looking up. So let's do little ovals near the top. And when you color those ovals in, remember, leave a little bit of a white part. Then let's give these ovals eyelashes. Let's give this one a just nice kind of normal smile, like that. All right, let's do kind of another silly one. So this time, instead of ovals, we're going to do kind of like upside down U's. So do a U, another U, like that. And then we're going to do eyelashes. And this one, I'm gonna have funny teeth. So kind of like this one, we're gonna make a U. It's connected. Give it a little cheekies. but then I'm gonna give it teeth like that. And like that one, I'm gonna color in the black part, or the part of the mouth that's empty. For the others, go ahead and make some other silly faces. You can copy mine, or you can do your own kind of hearts. But remember, your eye should be white with a black dot inside, or if they're closed, they're kind of like this one. All right, so now that we have practiced, we're gonna go ahead and make a Valentine's Day card. You're gonna get a folded card, and just make sure that when we're doing this part, you unfold it and have the front closest to you. You can turn it so that the fold is in the middle, or you can have it like this so that the fold is in the middle going away from you and your front of your card is horizontal. So the first thing we're going to do is, you can do some pencil first and then we're going to trace with Sharpie, is we're going to do 2 hearts. Let's do one a little bit off to the side, bump, bump, with a V, and actually if you want to do more than 2 hearts, that's okay. Make them big though. And then I'm going to have one overlap, so I'm going to start my heart to the right. I know I'm going to run out of room, I'm going to go bump and then stop at my heart. And I'm going to go down with my V and then up and stop at my heart. So if I start from the opposite side of the first heart, when I get to it, I just have to stop my line. All right, so I can look at the ones that I practice and decide which kind of faces I want to do. I also can do faces that are a combination of different faces. It is up to you. Remember, draw big though, so that way the face is expressive and that we can see it. I'm going to have my hearts looking at each other. I think that for me, I'm the big heart and my daughter is the small heart. So if you want your heart to be maybe the person you're giving this to, you can think about size and maybe how many hearts you want. Maybe it's for your whole family. But once you have drawn it, we're going to trace in the Sharpie so that way we can do the next part. Like I said, I'm going to have mine looking at each other. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do, instead of just coloring it in, we're going to use markers and we're going to do what's called an inline. So an inline is just as it sounds. You're probably familiar with outlines as we trace an outline, but I want you to do a stripe of the marker inside the outline. So watch, it's right next to the outline, but right on the inside. I'm going to do one color for my big heart, and I'll do another color for my little heart.
You don't have to do yours different colors, but see how I'm doing it on the inside line, creating a inline in my hearts. Now, I want to keep the white of my eyes white, and for my left heart, I want to keep the tongue white. But what we're going to do, because these are washable markers, is that we're going to use water and a paintbrush to blend the marker color into the middle of the heart. Once again, being careful not to get it into the white of our eyes. So you're going to just take plain water and you're going to rub the marker with the paintbrush and spread it into that big empty space in the middle. Once again, I'm going to try not to get inside of the eyes of my heart. It's okay if you do, though. It's not too much of a big deal, but for mine, I wanted to keep them white so that way there's contrast. So you're just using plain water, and that is what is making the effect of that lighter color from the middle as it pulls some of that color from our inline. Now, once you're done with that, you can write something around the outsides of the heart if you'd like to. I'm going to use this effect one more time. I'm actually going to do a line around the edge, kind of like a frame. And then I'm going to pull the color into the edge of my card. This is optional. You don't have to do this, but it's a good way to use the technique again. And this is also why we drew our hearts big. This works best on big areas. So if you draw teeny tiny hearts, you might not be able to do an inline that is small enough. So I would suggest if you want to do the effect again, you need either to do the outside or you need to do a big other shape like another big heart. But once you've put water on a certain section of the paper, you should not go back and put water or try to color on it again until it's dry. Awesome, and there you go. There's our super expressive Chris Uphues inspired Valentine's Day card.